Hey guys! So today I have another review video for you guys, and this time it will be about Fantasy Life. So Fantasy Life came out I think last year, around the end of last year. I was actually looking into it, but I never really got it until recently. I actually just finished the main story last night, so I thought, what a better time to start my review. Fantasy Life is like an RPG kind of game. It's made by Levels, and that's a company I never really heard of, so I never really looked into what they did, which I should have done, but I didn't. So let's start off with the game is all about, and then I'm gonna give you thoughts about it. Okay, so when you start off the game, you first have to make your own little character. It reminds me a lot of like The Me, but you have way more options. When you are done making your character, the whole thing about this game is you have to choose a life you are going to follow. Don't worry, that life isn't permanent, which I thought wasn't to begin with. But you can change your life whenever you want. You can choose between 12 lives. You can choose between Paladin, Mercenary, Hunter and Magicians, which are the combat classes. Then have Miner, Woodcutter and Angler, which are the harvesting classes. The last ones are the Blacksmith, Carpenter, Tailor, Alchemist and Cook, and those are the artisan classes. So whenever you choose a life, you will get a master, and that master will give you kind of objectives for you to do and earn stars. And when you earn stars, you can, you know, upgrade a level. So the levels goes from novice, fledgling, apprentice, adept, expert, master, hero, a legend or god. You can also gain experience in the game, and experience is like different to the levels that I explained before. It's like a different kind of level. It's more like a status level, and there you have also a few different status, which goes from strength, vitality, intelligence, focus, dexterity and luck. So each of those things will give you a benefit in one of your life. Luck will give you more critical points. Strength is good when you are mining. And when you gain experience, you get points, which you can divide in between those different status. Side experience, you also have skills, which are like mining in general, and dashing and dagger skills, those kind of thing. You kind of earn them by using them. To explain the last thing, I will have to tell you about the main story. This game has a main story. So when you first come out of your little house in the beginning of the game, you will encounter a butterfly who is talking to two guys. You can either help the butterfly or don't. I didn't really choose to do not help the butterfly, so I just did it, which will trigger the main story. And the main story is about this butterfly named Flutter. Flutter will give you requests, and with those requests you can gain bliss, and you can also get bliss bonuses. And the different bliss bonuses can be like you have a bigger bag, or be able to own pets, or even your own horse. I didn't know that in the beginning, but if you have dogs, you can actually use them as your partner. You can use them to fight monsters with and that kind of stuff, which is super fun. To really start talking about my own experience with the game, at the beginning of the game, it really made me think of Animal Crossing a lot. It looks like a crossover with Animal Crossing, but in Animal Crossing you don't have to fight or gain experience or getting better at stuff. That's the difference. About the storyline, I actually quite enjoyed the story. It was a fun story. I get how people can say that the story is a lot of repetitive and very shallow. You mostly don't have to fight, and you mostly don't even have to look after anything, because the game kind of shows you the way. It kind of points you where you have to go, which kind of got me sometimes. This kind of annoyed me sometimes. I didn't have the opportunity to go and look for myself what I had to do, because it was just given on a plate, like, hey, just go there, talk to that guy, do this, do that. It was just all laid before me. I didn't have to do anything. I just had to, you know, take my character wherever it needs to play, listen to the story, go to the next place, listen to that story. And that's maybe the thing that a lot of people think is repetitive and shallow. You always get that story mode line, and after that is done, you go to sleep because Flutter is tired of her adventure, and so are you. And the day after that, you will get Flutter's requests, and you have to do every Flutter's request that you have, and then you can go on with the next storyline, piece, bit, kind of thing. It does give you some times in between to work on your life and gain experience and getting better. So that is a good thing. Actually, the whole storyline, it has a really nice message to it. If you really go deeper into it, I really like that story. So yeah, it was maybe a bit repetitive and shallow throughout the game, but the story itself was kind of nice. About the monsters that lurk around Riveria, so you will always have like the towns where you cannot fight and you can, you know, buy stuff and where your home is at. But you have the pieces in between, which is a lot like Pokemon, if you want to compare to anything. You get monsters who will, if you have a weapon drawn, pretty much every monster will attack you. If you have no weapon drawn, some monster will attack you, some will not, some are just peaceful. But I gotta say, they're really difficult. The area around the starting thing is not really that difficult, but the further on you get, the difficulter it gets. The thing is, there are some monsters in the game that I've never been able to defeat. They're that hard. Even though I'm currently a paladin and I think I'm expert at paladin, some enemies only make like 1 point damage, which is really difficult. I really don't get why it is that difficult. It sometimes annoys me because I used to be a miner. I would go mine into caves which had enemies, but because of my combat level not being high enough, I wasn't being able to defeat those enemies. So I thought I'll become paladin, upgrade my combat skills so I can go mine in places where I can finally defeat the monsters. Apparently that's not completely how it works, because there are still monsters I have a hard time defeating. As I was telling you guys, you can change life, so you can like become a paladin to increase your combat skills and become a miner after that, and when your mining is good enough you can become a blacksmith, because you can use whatever ore or stones that you find as a miner to use as a blacksmith. You can also become an angler and then a cook, or you can always become a woodcutter and then a carpenter. You know, you can change up so much, so it never really gets boring. If you're tired of your life or it's not working out, just change up a little bit and try something else. And when you're finally back to your calm self and can continue with your other life, just return to it. You can change as many times as you want, and that's the great thing about it. You can always upgrade in certain lives that will help you in other lives. The storyline might be sometimes a bit childish and really laid forward for you, but I kind of enjoyed the story. But if you look at the rest of the game when it comes to life, experience, skills and all that jazz, that game is actually pretty hard. If you want to really get addicted very quickly and just going for it, yeah, it's really a good game. It's really addictive, it's really fun, and you cannot really get tired of it easily. I think I have like 25 hours on this game already. I don't know if that's a lot, but I really enjoyed every minute I played of this game. I got pissed at some monsters, but you know, I got so pleased when I finally got the stone that I really wanted, because the game itself doesn't lay anything for you on the plate. You just gotta be very lucky if you want to have a certain stone or whatever, or you know, it's pretty difficult on that level. Story level wise, well, there's still discussion about that, but overall very fun game. If you're still looking in for 3DS games to get addicted to it, this is something I would really recommend. Super fun, super cute, super well made, and yeah, enjoyed it a lot and still will be enjoying even more of it because I'm still not done with this one. So that was my review of Fantasy Life. I hope you enjoyed this one and I'll see you next time. If you've played Fantasy Life, let me know what you guys think about the game. If you are having such a hard time as I am to defeat those goddamn monsters. But that was that. Thank you so much for watching. I was EJ Music and I'm signing off. Bye bye!